A deadly calculation had been set. Trade the life of one cruel old hag to save hundreds of poor families. But Raskolnikov's supposedly perfect plan to kill her nearly fell apart before he even left the house. Only when a chilling coincidence showed up like the devil himself was smiling and handing the murder weapon straight to the killer did the gears of fate finally start turning. Now, with a cold axe hidden under his coat and his heart racing wild from paranoia, he stands at the door, holding his breath, listening to the heartbeat of his prey on the other side, waiting for the moment the lock clicks open. Raskolnikov sat still on the sofa and recalled some details about the old pawnbroker Alyona Ivanovna, the one fate had cleared the path for him to kill. She was rich and cruel. She beat her sister Lizaveta brutally, charged sky-high interest on loans, and did far worse things than that. A dark idea had been growing in Raskolnikov's head. If he killed the old pawnbroker and took the money from her safe, that money could save 100 poor families. Sacrifice one life to save 100. It was a simple calculation. He sank into a feverish, heavy sleep in his tiny attic room with that dark thought, until the harsh reality jerked him awake. It was already past 6. Panic exploded inside him. In a trembling, delirious haze full of wild thoughts, his body took over. He tore a strip of cloth from an old shirt, and with shaking hands, sewed a hidden loop under the arm of his coat, a loop made to hold an axe inside. Then he grabbed his fake pawn item, a block of wood carefully wrapped in clean paper so the old woman would have to take time opening it. The plan was almost ready, but then his plan fell apart right before he left the apartment. The kitchen should have been empty, but Nastasia was standing there hanging laundry. Not getting into the kitchen meant he couldn't get the axe. The whole scheme stopped dead before it even started. Raskolnikov nearly lost his mind over this unexpected situation. He left the kitchen in frustration and sneaked down toward the courtyard gate. By chance, he glanced into the dark, abandoned room of the caretaker. A glint under the long bench caught his eye. An axe, left completely unguarded. He looked at the axe and whispered to himself with a smile that would make anyone sick. When reason fails, the devil helps. Fate had cleared the way for him once again, as if it was saying that killing the old pawnbroker had to be done. He stepped into the room, took the axe, and secretly slid the iron blade into the loop under his coat. Then he walked out into the heat of Petersburg. The plan was all set and perfect, but his mind was still desperately looking for a way out from the weight of what was about to happen. Around 7:30, he was sneaking up the dark, silent stairs of Alyona's building. Sweat beaded on his face, his heart pounding so hard he thought it might burst out of his chest. Standing in front of her door, he adjusted the heavy wooden block under his arm and reached out. He rang the bell. Nothing happened. He rang again. Then, through the door, he sensed the soft, careful rustling of a figure holding its breath on the other side of the lock, listening to him just like he was listening to her. Raskolnikov pressed the bell a third time, gently, carefully. A second later, the latch clicked open. The dry click of the lock rang out, ripping through the suffocating silence of the dark hallway. The heavy wooden door slowly cracked open, shrinking the space between the killer and his prey down to just a thin, narrow gap. Raskolnikov held his breath, his sweaty hand clamping tight around the cold axe handle hidden under his coat. His whole body locked up, ready for that one fateful swing. The line between a poor, desperate student and a cold-blooded monster was now just one push of the door away. The moment their eyes met, Pandora's box of crime officially snapped open, ready to drag Raskolnikov deep into a chain of terrifying, haunting tragedies waiting ahead.